Welcome to the Bodacious Women in Cannabis podcast, the show where the bold and brilliant women cannabis business leaders share their journey and their expertise. Here's your host, Susan Burns.
Hi, welcome to Bodacious Women in Cannabis. I'm Susan Burns, your podcast host, and I'm also a cannabis lawyer, and nothing delights me more than highlighting and focusing on bodacious women in cannabis. Today with us is Laura Beohner, founder of the Healing Rose, and we are in for some delectably fragrant conversation here. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you so much for having me, Susan. I'm delighted to be here.
It's such a pleasure. So tell us about the Healing Rose, Laura. How did you start, and what was the thought behind that, or the process?
Sure. So I've been a medical cannabis patient for over 10 years. I love everything about the plant. I love all the amazing healing abilities it has, all the incredible properties and the science and the complexities behind it. So when I graduated college in early 2016, I knew I wanted to be a cannabis entrepreneur in the new budding cannabis industry that I saw coming here in Massachusetts. I dislocated my kneecap the summer of 2016, which I had already done in basketball in high school. So it was an injury I had already, I had already done it, but it was my worst one. I had a person trying to body crowd surf thrown on top of me.
No.
So it was like a 250-pound man like coming from my side. So it was very, very painful. And I had a cannabis-infused salve that also incorporated herbs and essential oils. And it was like my light bulb moment. I put it on my knee. It instantly changed my pain levels. My bruising color like changed an entire shade overnight. Really progressed the healing. And it was like my light bulb moment. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have loved cannabis. I've been a part of the community of patients, and no one's talking about topicals. Like, you can put this stuff on your skin, and there's so many people, including a lot of my family members, who are in pain, dealing with chronic issues, and really not finding relief, or taking a ton of Advil and Tylenol, things like that are not good for you. Including, I took so much Advil personally as an athlete myself. So realizing you can put it on your skin, have this effect, I set off with my life partner, Zach, into the world of organic skincare formulation, and also cannabis science, merged those together. And then we had Healing Rose, which we founded in late 2016. And right now we are a certified organic manufacturer up in Newburyport, Massachusetts. We're in over...
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yes, it is. We've been organic here for a couple years now. So every hemp extract we use is certified organic in every product. And we make everything here ourselves, all female production team. We're in over 90 Massachusetts dispensaries. So it's been quite the ride. We've been continuously growing organically even through the pandemic. So very grateful to have customers who love us so much, a great team, and a great community that we're a part of.
Well, that's a great story, and we're glad you're here on the planet and doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
You know, we talk a lot of times in the cannabis. You hear about, different kind of ingestibles, and and all the amazing properties of the plant, the cannabis plant in all of its forms, so amazing. But the thing with the topicals. I use them, and every time I use them, I don't know why, but I'm always surprised that they work so well.
It's amazing.
Every time I've used them, it's like a miracle. It's a miracle every time. I just think
it's incredible.
How can a lotion do that?
Yes, I know.
Ointment. It's because when you use the other, topicals that they have for pain, it's got that cool tingly sensation for a while, but it doesn't last that long.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff really works. So it's but I'm always, and I'm amazed that I'm amazed every single time. I'm like, oh my God, what I want.
Yes, my dad even tells me sometimes, he'll be like, Laura, I use that salve on my hip and it really does it works so well. I'm like, I know, you've been using it for 6, 7 years. I love hearing it though. Keep telling me. It
That's how
always
he
makes my
makes
heart
it
so
up.
happy. Yeah. And he's still like, I even have I coach high school softball, and my assistant coach was telling me that, I gave her a tincture and she's like, I don't know if it's a placebo effect, but that tincture changed my life and it's helping me sleep. I'm like, how could you think that's a placebo effect? If it's changing your life, like, I'm not out here selling placebo effects. You know me. I would never.
Yeah.
That's not
I
the
gave you
business
the
I'm in.
placebo.
Yes. Exactly. It's just coconut oil in that one. I tricked you.
Yeah, you're drinking straight vodka.
Yeah. Oh
That's
man.
why it worked. Oh, funny. So, so you just had this idea and you started researching and you launched this business. Any hurdles in your way? Any?
Oh, I mean, it's always the game of pivoting and jumping over hurdles when you're in this space. I mean, early on, it was just tough finding payment processing. We did use PayPal, and that could get shut down at any moment. So we were like spreading out all of our ways of that we were receiving income, and constantly fearful of losing banking. I've been swapped around to 3 different banks here in Massachusetts because no one really wants to work with cannabis or hemp companies. So all of that stuff's always been fun. Just dealing with the stigma of having a cannabis and hemp company always throws you random hurdles. For example, I got recently denied from an SBA program that was strictly for education. And I have an SBA loan. And the guy was so rude to me on the phone. And this was just a few months ago. And I was like expecting to be interviewed about the program, which was for like companies that are around $1 million to try to get to like the next level. I'm like, I would love that. And he was like, I can't work with you. You're cannabis related. Like, how could I work with you? And I'm like, I haven't had this type of stigma conversation for a while. I'm actually in shock. So it was just like things like that always can come up randomly from working in this space, but just having a thick skin and being ready to pivot and knowing that I'm in the right for working with this plant goes a long way. But it's never easy when that stuff happens.
And are you hemp derived or marijuana derived?
Hemp.
So
Yeah,
even more puzzling.
Yeah, he even told me, he gave me an example. He's like, listen, if I had a plumber apply who just put in hydroponic systems for grows, even though he doesn't touch the plant, I couldn't work with him. It's federally illegal. And I'm like, I don't think this conversation is going anywhere. I hope you have a good day. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So yeah, just things like that, which are getting denied random events because they don't want a cannabis or hemp company there. Those type of things happen, but it's just kind of part of it.
Yes. And so, and one thing I've noticed in working in my law practice and also in having conversations for this podcast, in my opinion, the cannabis industry has the most creative, spontaneous, flexible people that they have to be in order for their businesses to survive.
100%. Yeah, and staying lean, being creative. I'm always negotiating. I'm always trying to get lowered, booth prices because we're small. I'm always trying to figure out ways that we can be as smart as possible in business so we can navigate those ups and the downs.
Yeah. Good. You have to.
Yes.
How about highlights of your career so far since 2016, since you started and launched? Are there your moments where you're thinking, man, I never thought this would happen to me?
Oh yeah, so 2018 we won the New England Cannabis Community Awards for Best New England Cannabis Company. So that was really exciting. I remember like bawling my eyes out. That NECAN too, which is a huge event in Boston with like 12,000 people. We did a crazy number in sales, and I just remember bawling my eyes out and like such gratitude and being so grateful that I could do this every single day. That was definitely a highlight. This last spring in March, the same award ceremony, we won Champion in Corporate Social Responsibility, which was a huge honor to win. Like thousands and thousands of people vote. So that was incredible. I was in shock that we won that. Obviously just kind of being able to, so 2 years ago, we've been able to started selling into Massachusetts dispensaries, which is only allowed for in-state hemp manufacturers. So that was a huge win for us. Hillary King, who's an activist here in the state, worked with Senator Fatman. I'm the director of the Massachusetts Hemp Coalition, so we teamed up with her as well to get the state budget amendment passed here in Massachusetts that allowed for that pathway to help hemp farmers and hemp processors here in the state. So that was just such a huge win, not just for us as a company, but for the industry, for my local hemp farmers and processors. Processors like extractors and farmers can actually sell hemp extracts to cannabis manufacturers now. So in Massachusetts, it's really changed how products are on the shelves. Like barely anything has just THC anymore. Everyone's playing with CBD and CBN and CBG. Along with THC. So it's like really changed the availability of cannabinoids. It's making it more affordable for consumers, so it doesn't have to be just grown from cannabis. That's been I'm so proud of that. That was about 2 years ago in May that was allowed for. And like I said, it's changed the industry, not just for hemp, but for consumers and cannabis. And so that was really exciting.
That is very exciting, and I'm going to have to look at that a little bit more and talk to you more about that, especially since there is nationwide so much effort at eliminating the hemp market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'll say in Massachusetts, we have the strictest hemp laws like ever. They're just following the federal laws to a T almost, so we can't have edibles. There's not even flour to consumers. Tinctures aren't edibles, so we're not allowed to sell those, but I can't make food products. I can't make drink products. And their assumption is that'll be a federal thing. So they don't want to roll out something they have to roll back. So yeah, it's interesting. We do have a bill that I'm trying to have passed for the third year here, both on the Senate side and the House side, that would allow for in-state hemp edibles and drinks. But that would pretty much just allow for it at dispensaries and to consumers, not out of state.
So that's kind of surprising to me because there are interstate commerce issues with that, but we're not here to dissect the appropriateness of Massachusetts laws and regulations. And I want to stay focused on your business, but I'll just say that Minnesota started with I call it hemp forward for lack of a better. We started with a robust hemp program. In 2022, they amended the statute to specifically allow for food and beverage, hemp-infused food, or edibles and beverage. It's not a food, not a drug. Right. And then this year they legalized marijuana called cannabis, which then they put a bunch of restrictions, in my opinion, unnecessary restrictions on the hemp industry. So it's an interesting time to be in the hemp business, I would say.
Yeah,
Looks
it
like
really is.
Found the right channel.
Yeah, and like we've always stayed really in the white zone, I guess you could call it, versus trying to dip our toes in a gray area, try to sell like Delta 8 products or Delta 9 products, which I just see regulations coming down on. I never wanted to like release products that we'd have to roll back. So I hope any kind of regulations that come out will be above it. That's what we've been trying to prepare ourselves for.
Yes. That's a good plan. Although it's tough, I would say, in this industry because the things that arise, the legal issues that arise are somewhat surprising to me. But I think it's because of the product that we're dealing with, and there's so much misunderstanding. What do you think?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that especially like on the Delta 9 front, where you're seeing a lot of hemp companies come out with products that have 100 plus milligrams in the bottle. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to have some guidance and regulations just to keep it safe from children, people making unsafe products. It's tough. I'm kind of just in general against regulation as like my personal philosophy, but I see it going so awry in the products that people are making. I know there was a little boy who passed away from like overheating from eating a whole giant bag of Delta 8 gummies. I think they were called like Death by Gummies, or something as like a joke as the name of the brand. And the mom was so paranoid and she was in illegal state for cannabis and didn't call someone in time. So like those type of things happen from lack of regulation. So I think we can come in, we can exist harmoniously with the cannabis industry, but there needs to be something that happens because it's just getting a little out of hand, unfortunately.
Yeah, so there's the regulation and then there's the enforcement, because in Minnesota, when they passed that, they had a 5 milligram dosage limit and 50 milligram per package. But then you would, a lot of the corner stores and gas stations and everything were still selling illegal product, 100 milligram, 50 milligram Delta 8, all those kinds of things. So that's too strong, I think. But I would say I agree with you. Regulation is necessary. Some enforcement is the other.
The bad actors ruin it for everyone. That's the problem.
That happens every time, doesn't it?
Human nature.
Yeah. What advice do you have for women entering the cannabis space, or maybe that are in and growing their business? And
I love this question. So like a big part of our success and my personal brand success here in the state of Massachusetts and in New England as a whole has really been my network. So in 2016, I was super eager, just finished at Northeastern University, my business undergrad. And I was like, what can I do to get in this cannabis space? And I immediately started going to Women Grow Boston events, which don't exist anymore, but there are plenty of events now going on in most states for cannabis networking. And I went to a couple events. I immediately volunteered to be a chair, got that position, and started running events. I volunteered as much as I could. I went to every single networking event, every single cannabis event, showing my face. And then I started signing up to be a speaker at every single event that I could. So I was just trying to think of this new industry and this new community that I was trying to make my mark in as like the land of opportunity. Like I'm going to meet everyone, all the touch points that I can. I'm going to be kind to everyone. I'm going to treat everyone with the same level of respect. I just really went into it like really purposeful about how I just got my face out there and also my name. And I think that's so important when you're getting into any industry, but be a resource for people, show that you care about, in this case, obviously the plant. And then how can I volunteer my time? So whether it's through showing up for an event to help out or, it's public speaking, just seeing what you can do to help people, because when you help people in the space, people really do try to help you back. So I've been so grateful for my network. There's so many women and so many people of all genders that have really shown the Healing Rose so much love and support, always asking me to do speaking engagements or collaborations. All those things really come back to you. So like what you give out to the world, I'd say always give without the expectation of receiving. But a lot of things will come back to you. And it's always the best feeling.
That's brilliant advice.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yes. So I'm hearing you say, be respectful, kind, say yes, and give.
Yes. And I always say without the expectations of receiving, so that when you do receive back, it feels so magical. And then when you don't feel disappointed. It's great.
Oh, wonderful. So tell us a little bit more about the products that you sell.
Sure. So like I mentioned, we do focus a lot on topicals, but that's not all we do offer. But our topical lines are organic, herbal-infused CBD salves. Those are incredibly popular. Our best-selling product is our lemon ginger 4X herbal salve. It has arnica and calendula herbal infusions, and then it also has lemon, ginger, eucalyptus, menthol, black pepper. All of those combined with 1,200 milligrams of our organic full spectrum CO2 extract. And it's just so incredibly effective. That product has changed so many people's lives. Like I love getting reviews all the time. Like you can go on our website and look at a lot of the product reviews absolutely incredible. It works so quickly. So that's like the shining star for sure. It's won 3 different cannabis competition awards. It's very popular. And then we also have our bath soaks, which are incredibly popular as well. They sell really great at dispensaries. We have 5 regular options, and then we have 1 for each season, and then we have some single scents coming out with different cannabinoid ratios for smaller bags that we make. So those are so much fun. They actually help a lot of people with relief. Like, I thought it would be more of like kind of a fun, novelty type of product when we first released it. And then I was just hearing, oh my gosh, this helps me so much when I'm in pain. There's people who are buying like 12, 20 at a time, who are dealing with chronic issues. And so I'm like, this obviously helps them if they're buying like 20 bags of bath soaks. So it's really cool. It's really grown since we released them 5 years ago, that product line. We also have massage and body oils. I think the last time I really looked into it, we have like over close to 100 different massage and places and spas and things like that, and massage therapists who have their own practices who use our pro-size massage oils in their services, which is awesome. If you've ever received a CBD massage, like, you never want to get a massage without it. Like, you're like, why wouldn't I get a massage with CBD? It changes that relief level. You really do feel such a difference having that CBD worked into your endocannabinoid system versus just like rubbing it in for a second and leaving it. So they go so great together. We also have roll-on oils that we just re-released with a 1-to-1 CBG-CBD ratio in them that are very, very strong, very concentrated. They have 250 milligrams in 10 mils. So good for headaches, migraines, things like hands or feet where you have like smaller areas of pain. It can be really helpful. And then we have lip balms, which I love. We have organic lip balms. They are next level. I love that we live in so many people's pockets and are part of their everyday lives with the lip balms. We sell them for $6. I always wanted to have like super affordable lip balms so that everyone can just use our lip balm and never look anywhere else. That's always been my goal with them. It's also a great business card. So I've been giving those out since day one. So if you can have, going back on advice to people getting in this space or with products, find something that you can give away that's incredibly useful. Not necessarily like swag, but something like a lip balm is really cool. And then we also have our tincture line. So we have organic CBD oils and organic CBG CBD oils. And then we're coming out with an uplift THCV oil soon, next month. And then a snooze oil that's going to have CBN and CBC in it. As well as both of those have CBD and CBG in them as well. So very excited for that. And then lastly, we have our suppository line, which we call Cocoa Melts, that I am incredibly passionate about. We've been giving them out for close to 4 years. I've given out thousands of them. And we just released them this spring, and people have been raving about how much relief they've been able to feel. And dispensaries are so happy to have them there for patients. And it's just something that I think any place that's selling cannabis products should have some suppositories on deck, because they're such an amazing option for people that need them. My brother actually has colitis, and he's been using the CBD only ones every single day for over 2 years. And he can't like go a day without using one before bed because it's just been so impactful for him. So it's a passion project of mine. We don't make much money off them since we give so many out and we make them so cheap, but that's not the point.
Yeah. Well, obviously you have to stay in business. To stay in business, you have to make.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
I think that's smart of you to have. And you're the first person I've spoken with that has suppository. I don't know anybody that's doing that.
Yeah, they're just cocoa butter and organic CBD and CBG extract. We have ones that are CBD and CBG, and then we have a CBD only. And I had totally forgot to mention, we also have an extracts line. So we offer all of the extracts we use in our products in gram containers for people to make products at home or to dab or, vaporize, smoke, whatever you want to do with the raw extract. So we have like a CBD line that's full spectrum and a broad spectrum. We have our CBG, CBD 1-to-1 extract. We have a CBN isolate for people, which is really exciting. People love that. And then lastly, we have a CBD extract that has 22% minors, including 20% variants. So it's has like 10% THCV and 10% CBDV, and it's incredibly uplifting. We actually have clinical studies on that particular strain of hemp because it's a single cultivar. So I just love my passion project, as well as the extracts, and trying to educate people on why they need these different cannabinoids and why they should have them in their arsenal if they're a cannabis consumer. And I think the future is really heading that way, where consumers are going to say, what else can I have besides just Delta-9 THC? What else do I need besides CBD? So I love the future of that type of nerdy science type of stuff too.
Very nice. So, Laura, where can people find you? And I think you have a special offer for listeners of Bodacious Women in Cannabis.
Yes. So you can find us at thehealingroseco.com. We also are on Instagram at thehealingrose_. You can find us on TikTok. I try to post on there when I can. That's just at The Healing Rose. We're on LinkedIn, where I'm pretty active, and then Facebook, you can find us at The Healing Rose Boston, but we are also shadow banned on there. So you might have to look a little bit, unfortunately, because of how Facebook is. And then for listeners, we have a 20% off code, which is just BWIC. So if you go on thehealingroseco.com, you type in that code when you're checking out, and it'll save you 20% off your order.
Well, that's an amazing offer. Thank you so much. I'm sure
Thank
your
you.
listeners will appreciate that. Now, I'm doing this a little differently than I do most of my interviews. Laura, what is your unique brand of bodaciousness?
A unique brand. I would say my authenticity. I would say, we're looking for a word here, or is it like a?
You can, however you want to respond.
Okay. Yeah, I would say.
Up for bodacious women, so you think you're bodacious, and I want to.
Yeah, that is true. I do think
you're bodacious, but I want to know what makes you think what.
Oh, I think my authenticity and my passion for life and what I do, and I also, I think I'd say that, something simple like that.
That's excellent. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, everybody. It's Laura Beohner, thehealingroseco.com. 20% off. Type in BWIC on checkout. Thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you, Susan. I'm so grateful to be here, and I really had a great time. Thank you.
I can't see your face or your expressions or anything, and we don't.
I know.
We don't produce audio anyway. I mean, video.
Right.
It's more to help us as we're having a conversation, to be able to if we want to have verbal cues or signals or anything like that. But but otherwise,
we can make do.
We'll make do. So it's Beohner is your last name?
Yes, Beohner.
Beohner, okay. And the Healing Rose,
yes,
is a fabulous company. I'm excited.
Thank you so much.
We could make this work.
Yes, same. I've been excited. I've been listening to a bunch of your episodes too. I love the podcast.
Yay! Oh, really? Thank you so much. I'm delighted to hear that.
Yeah, it was really cool. Ed Rosenthal's wife, and then I just listened to the last one with Love You 3. That was really great.
Yeah, they were fun.
Yeah,
I'm always. I think, oh, that was so fabulous, and then I think that every time.
Yeah. So many incredible women in this space, and the plant really brings in so much amazing energy and passion for people. I love it.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you. Do you have any questions before we start the formal process?
Nope.
Or informal formal process?
No, I'm good.
Okay, and then so I'll just wait 5 seconds, and I'll start. And then if there's any flub in between, or we want to stop and start again, we'll just pause the same 5 seconds. And then if you would stay on with this particular app, I need to stay on at the end to make sure that it's uploaded.
Cool. Will do.
Don't hang up right away. Or you'll
I won't.
to me again. Okay, here we go.